Woothehousecat, man, hiphopdiaries.com, 1.9 million subscribers and banging. You know how we do. I'm in Queens today with Ferris Wheel J. See, I got it right this time. They had to do like 12 different takes because your man Woothehousecat couldn't get the name correct, man. My apologies. Okay. And to my left, we have
Kept Keys.
We got Burn 'em Up right here, Trakformaz.
And your boy Jimmy Jump.
Trakformaz, man. Some of the hottest producers in the game, man. We sitting here, man. We're going to chop it up for y'all real quick and let y'all know what's really popping. Man, Ferris, what's the good news, man? Before we get into it, I heard you have this hot video. It has over 100,000.
Oh no, that's my my song I got out right now called G5.
100,000.
About 150.
I'm not mad.
Plays.
150? No, not 150 plays.
Plays.
150,000.
Actually.
Oh yeah, 150,000.
Am I wrong? Yeah,
of course. I thought you meant visual.
He said, of course. It's a given. 150,000.
Yeah,
that's not bad, my dude.
Came out like 16 days ago.
150,000. I'm gonna keep banging on that number. 150,000.
Yeah, man.
That's what's popping.
We getting a real good feedback from it, you know. So
obviously 150,000. How many dislikes did you get? Did you look at the dislike section? You know, on YouTube they give you the likes and dislikes section.
Oh, it's not on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud.
There's not a video. There's not a video that accompanies it also.
Probably
probably talking about Soho. Soho has like almost 40,000 maybe.
No, it was G5. I thought it was.
There's no video for it though.
I thought it was on YouTube.
That's SoundCloud.
Oh, they sent me a link and I clicked the link and just listened. That's still not bad. 150,000 on SoundCloud.
I know there's some major artists.
I was just going to say that you got signed dudes that's not doing 150,000 anything. Yeah. Good for you, man.
And, you know, of course, the track's produced by Trakformaz.
Okay.
You know, the song is just a laid back, you know, talking about a chick, she fly. You know,
what's the inspiration for that?
A past relationship I was in.
Your relationship?
Yeah.
So you're doing like that Romeo Santos. They tell me everything he writes about is some old relationship he's been through. And he writes like 1 million songs. He's been through 1 million women, which makes him basically a slut. I said it. He did it.
I didn't say that.
I said it, man.
All day. Romeo Santos. I'm with that collab too.
All day, man. All day.
Yeah, when you do music that's, you know, that's real and something that you actually went through, that's when people, I feel like, gravitate to it more because they can say they went through it.
Okay.
But this song ain't a pain song, you know. It's more of like, you got a dope chick, she do dope things for you, she holds you down. And
did you tell her name? Did you speak her name?
Nah.
You want to do that right now?
Nah.
Why not?
I mean,
I gotta put you on the spot. That's what we do. What's the chick's name? Come on, the chick wants to hear that you took 5 minutes, because it could be like 5 chicks.
But see, now you're messing it up though, because if they see this, they're gonna think I'm talking about them.
But right, my point.
Then if I say the name,
didn't you get in trouble for that on the Oxygen television show? Wait a minute, man. Wasn't the Oxygen show basically around the same thing? You had like 10 chicks. Let me tell y'all, Ferris had like 15 chicks. Ain't none of them know about each other. They all confronted him at one time. My girl put the show on last night, man. I was working and I had to look and work and look. I just saw the parts where he was getting caught out there. You don't wanna make this one chick.
It was 4, not 15.
I'm trying to boost his numbers. You know how I do.
It was 4 out of the 15.
He gave me a whole rugby team. Now it's only
You know what we call that, right? We call that big pimping. We call that big pimping. I ain't mad at him.
Nah, that's true. It was a good learning experience. You know, it was just me as an everyday male. You know, like everybody does what was on TV.
We're gonna get to the show. I want the chick's name that the song was written for. Make her feel special, man. This was for someone. This was for Sonia. Sonia, this song was for you. Nah, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna let all the chicks in your life think that song was written to them.
It has to be.
I'm not mad at you.
I mean, because look, what if now the other girls that hit a record, they're gonna be like, oh, he's talking about that one.
But so that makes them want you more. When a woman knows you're married, they want you more than a dude that's single.
They smell.
They want you more. He's loyal to this one chick. I want a song about me. So
you know what I think? I'd rather the girls fight over who they think it's about.
But yeah, we could do that. But he bailed you out. Your man, y'all must be a team because your man bailed you out. I mean, talk to me.
That's my uncle.
Oh, it's your uncle.
Yeah,
this is a family affair.
It's a family
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that Oxygen television show. How did that come about?
This pretty much came about, I'll say about a year ago.
Okay.
I filmed this. I had gotten called up for some casting, and you know, they were like, if you're social, you know, you like dating, the whole party scene, you know, just a real social type person.
Right.
And
they contacted you?
I had sent the email out like to a bunch of castings, and then I got, you know, called back.
Okay.
So then I did a few Skype interviews in California with them, and then a few months had passed, and then, you know, I got the call that, you know, they picked me.
Okay.
And we actually did a few of the beats on the actual episode, Trakformaz.
Right.
And Kev was actually a part of it also.
Okay.
And yeah, they just pretty much asked me everything, my everyday life. And
so wait, that really was your everyday life? Those chicks, that was real? Like you were dating?
I mean, I'm gonna plead the fifth with that because
No, wait.
that's reality
I interview quite a few reality TV people. L'Oreal, King Rainer from Washington
Yeah, I know
Heights.
her, yeah.
Right. I interviewed all of them. So I'm putting you on the spot. It's supposed to be real. Then either it's reality, which is real, or it's written, which is scripted, which means we have an issue with that. So what
real
was
quick, shout out to Raina. I went on a date with her and
King
she
Raina?
was talking about herself.
You didn't see my interview with King Rainer? I interviewed King Rainer, yeah. What's up? Shout out to Rainer. I interviewed Rainer like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, right after the show, right?
She's dope.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Sweetheart. Anyway, leave Rainer. The song might be to you, Rainer. He might be talking about you. So, are those those three women were really women you were dating? Four women?
And one more.
They were, so you were dating all four of those chicks at the same time? This is not a good look for you, fam. I don't know if you're going to get a date after this.
I mean, nah, that's the total opposite.
Totally opposite. Now you get
opposite,
more women?
but, of course, but the when I don't know if you really watched it, but
No, I caught a clip of it because I was busy. My girl was watching.
When you watch it, you'll understand. I didn't tell these girls I was their man. I never once said that like I'm your boyfriend.
You just led.
I'm with
you
you.
led them to believe.
I mean, if you want to believe that I'm your man,
You
and
just
I don't
didn't
say
correct
nothing,
them.
Nah, I'm not gonna correct you. I mean, if they never said I love you or this is my man, I'm not gonna say, oh, by the way, P.S. I'm not your man.
You're not your man?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna let you
not
do
until
it.
after you hit it. And then it's I'm not your man. When they call back a second and third, so I'm like, yo, did you get the impression that I was your man?
I mean,
I got you. I'm not mad at you. So, how many more episodes does the show have? I only caught one.
it was I just did that one episode. It's a full season with a bunch of other dudes.
Okay.
Personally, I didn't really rock with the other dudes because if you've seen my episode,
Right.
a lot of the feedback I was getting was that I was actually respectful to these women.
And
A
they
lot of
didn't
the
want you
other
to be?
dudes, no, a lot of the other dudes were, they were assholes, jerks, like real kind of disrespectful to the women. Because one thing I have is respect.
Okay.
People cheat, they lead people on this and that.
But it's kind of contradictory. You got 4 different women, but you say you have respect.
I mean, I didn't say I was their man, so I'm gonna go back to that. Now,
So what you is don't
but
ask,
still,
don't tell.
don't ask, don't
Don't
tell.
tell.
Like I plead the fifth when it comes to things like that.
Okay.
But respectful. Like if we're going out, I'm not gonna say the way certain people, project women or like, that bitch bad and stuff like that. I'm
So
not
how did the
really
show
that
end?
type.
How did it end?
I got caught.
Pretty much,
Are
right?
you still with any of these chicks? So that they don't even talk to you anymore.
I only talked to one of them, and that's like pretty much business wise.
So the relationship stuff
The
is.
other ones are one of them has a boyfriend already. The other one.
So I
don't
assume the
even
show
know.
was it was filmed like a year ago and it just aired now.
It was filmed a good amount of time ago. Yeah.
Okay, and it just aired recently.
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing more reality television?
I'm looking to get into that, not into the dating type thing.
Right, more about your
I'd
music.
rather, because I didn't really get to portray my music in the episode like I wanted to.
Okay.
But we got a whole lot of stuff going on that it's just it's gonna branch back into
What
reality
nationality?
TV. I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not all Puerto Ricans cheat, man. I just want to let that be known, man, for everybody just gonna hit me up on the email talking about you gave Puerto Ricans a bad name. No, we didn't.
I don't speak Spanish
He just
either,
neither do I. I'm half Puerto Rican, half black. I don't speak Spanish.
I'll just say
either.
I'm Brooklyn.
Talk to me about the music, man. How did that get started?
They got started. Me personally, or
No, you personally. We're gonna
All
talk
right.
to them. But
Me personally, I'll say when I was about 11, 12 years old, my father, he bought me my first piece of equipment,
as in DJ or production?
production.
Okay.
It was on the MPC 1000.
I remember the NPC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he had like the small compact one.
Right.
And even before that, when he gave me my first piece of equipment, I was always trying to walk into his sessions and my uncle's sessions.
What did that do? What do you mean sessions? What did he do?
When they had like artists over and they were working or they were producing,
So-
I was too young.
Dad produces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I wasn't really allowed in the studio like that.
Right.
So, they was in the studio, Jim Jump was with them. He's known me pretty much my whole life.
Right.
And I wasn't always allowed in the studio because, cursing and all of this.
Right.
I was young, but as I started getting older and progressing, I started, producing through my father and working with my uncle as well. Then when I got older, I started doing actual music as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say when I was about 15, 16, I started a group with my best friend Paul, and we just started, just banging out a bunch of different type of records.
So what made you want to jump from production to spitting? Two different.
It was just something to do to just. How did it come about? I was when I started making beats, my boy put it into my ear. He was like, "Yo, you never thought about being an artist?" type thing, and I'm like, because I was real big on poetry back then, like poetry, short stories in school. I was real big on literature, so I was like, why not try it? And then I did a song. The first song I ever did was called Stethoscope.
Okay.
You know, that's the thing that goes on your arm books.
Yeah.
So I was basically talking about how I'm on this girl, like I love her so much, and I'm on her heart like a stethoscope. And I got some real good feedback, from all of the girls I knew, and then from there, we just
It just took off and you kept writing.
Yeah.
How many songs do you think you have to date?
To date.
Yeah, how long you been doing this? From what year? I don't know how old you are. You said
As
11?
artist-wise, I would say a few years. Production-wise, since I was 11, 12.
So you produced too?
Yeah.
Okay. How many
Yeah.
songs do you think you've written to date? Like the people can go listen to, I should say, not written, because every artist has that book that they have to the side that they've written
Yeah,
to
of
the
course.
side. But I'm talking about stuff that they can actually go listen to.
Well, currently, right now, we're working on my EP, which should be out, pretty soon.
First one?
Yeah, my first EP.
Tell them what that EP is.
The first EP is called House of Hearts,
Okay.
and collectively, that's a group project that we all did out of love.
Okay.
That's all production done by Trakformaz, my
Okay.
team, and it's executive produced by my pops JP Matias.
Okay.
And
Shout out to JP, man.
yeah, and Om from Bravo Media.
Okay.
And they're actually the ones who did the visuals for my Soho video. I don't know if you've seen.
So where can they pick that up when they do? Is it going to be like iTunes, SoundCloud type thing, or is it going to be paid for?
It's gonna be a free EP. We're gonna
Okay.
get that out for free.
Right.
Probably all of the social networks that have where you could put your mixtape and stuff.
Right. So you're going to put it up everywhere on the internet.
Yeah, pretty all internet wise.
Let's talk to the Trakformaz down here, man. Introduce yourselves again, man, so they know who they are. And I remember, I'm getting old, man. I don't remember shit. Your first name is
Kev.
Kev.
But everybody call me Kev Keys.
Kev Keys.
I'm Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Jump Jones.
Yeah.
How do you guys produce 3 dudes together? How is that possible? Like one does keys, one does drum tracks, one does.
It's actually really easy.
Okay.
We have the same type of setups in each other's house.
Okay.
Well, first of all, we're here,
All right.
and this man's in Canarsie.
Okay.
So, one of us starts something, it's an idea, we
Right.
get stuck,
Right.
we share the thought.
Okay.
Somebody else says, well, do this, or just send me the files. We send the files.
So each one of you gentlemen plays a different part of a particular song.
Yeah, we just not making beats and throwing it into a pot.
Okay.
We collaborate.
Yeah, it happens 100 different ways.
Okay. So that means maybe you'll create a drum track that you hear in your head and something else, and he'll send it to you. You hear put what you hear, and then he'll send it to you. Him and y'all are
Well,
collectively.
he's another artist that we
Yeah, I'm
got
an
coming
artist.
up.
I'm the third producer.
Yeah.
So track.
So you're the third producer.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm getting this right, man. Forgive me. Yo, you know how I do, man. Late night last night. It's that Brugal that my girl did.
That DR stuff.
Yeah, that DR stuff, man.
That's that
Yo.
fire.
So you're the third producer.
Yeah.
Artist.
I'm an artist, yeah.
Forgive me.
It's alright.
Damn.
Okay.
So you produce with them, or you input as to how you think it should
I
sound.
mean, like we said, there's a million different ways that we do it. Like
Trakformaz is a company.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
company,
Okay.
and we
that's
just
us collectively.
Okay.
As a company.
So you're Trakformaz too.
Yeah.
Not only the front man, I don't want to say the front man, but the
Yeah, I
artist that
wouldn't say
spits.
I'm not the front
Let
man
me
of
correct that.
Trakformaz,
But you're the person that lyrically you do lyrics
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
and they just handle the production as well as yourself.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the same page.
Yeah,
definitely.
So what kind of company is Trakformaz?
production and publishing company.
Okay, anybody who I noticed when I walked in, I saw a gold plaque, maybe 2 gold plaques, 3 gold plaques. I'm not even front. They got some gold plaques on the other side of this record wall, man. That's what's popping. Who are the plaques from?
Well, you can speak on the gold plaque.
Who's the gold plaque?
Well, the gold plaque is actually from my father.
Okay.
So that was
What was it? What is
production that he did on. You remember that movie New Jersey Drive?
Of course.
With Spike Lee.
Yeah.
He worked with Spike Lee and with the soundtrack with that.
it? Okay.
And then the track on that, of course, was the record with Total and Biggie.
Okay.
Can't you see?
So the gold records actually belong to Dad.
That's my pops. Yeah.
I'm not mad at them. So you guys are working on your first, hopefully, not hopefully, but
No, we are.
150,000 hits. Come you 400,000 away from platinum.
Gold.
No, gold.
Gold, yeah.
500,000 is gold, and then 1 million is platinum. So you on your way. Who else have you guys produced for outside of Ferris?
Latest is French Montana.
Okay, what track was that? Shout out to French Montana, Lazy K, Max B, all that, man.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Off the rip.
That was off the rip?
Chinks, yeah.
Okay, who else have you worked with? God rest in peace, Chinks.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Chinks, of course.
Who else have you guys worked with besides anybody that we know?
Yeah, we got a list.
Give me some names.
He was
Talk to me.
we'll talk about the Neo joint.
Yeah, talk to me.
Oh, Neo.
We
Well,
forget.
You mean you
forget, you know what I'm
completely
saying?
forgot Neo?
We forget sometimes.
How could they forgot Neo but they remember French Montana? I don't understand it.
Shout out to Neo.
Neo's a talented dude, man. I can't. He's one of my favorite R&B artists
and
to date.
writers.
That dude is really talented. He might be more talented than Usher. I said it. Nobody else said it, but Neo is no joke,
He's
man.
a songwriter though.
Yeah,
It's
he's definitely a
different
talented
thing.
dude. Let's not forget Neo. Talk to me about the song.
Well, no. On French Montana's first album,
Right.
Excuse my French.
Right. His first studio album, because he
Yeah.
had the mac and cheese
Yeah.
back in the from day one.
Yeah, his first studio album, excuse my French. You know, I put a hand in the Neo song "We Go Wherever We Want,"
Okay.
featuring Raekwon, I'm sorry, Neo, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You collab with them on this project? Or-
No.
It's like it's
Not on this project. This was before we kind of
Yeah.
teamed up.
Okay.
I was on tour with
Yeah.
French
Okay.
first, and then as his musician, and then went straight into production. side.
So who do you guys look to for inspiration? Now, before you answer that, everybody's inspired by somebody. I don't care how long you've been doing this.
Of course.
Everybody has somebody they've always looked up to. Even if you
yeah.
say, "Yo, Steve," my pops would say, "Miles Davis." This is one of his inspirations. Who inspires you guys to produce?
Hands down, Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah, because he went through decades of different music
Facts.
as it evolved.
Facts.
Icon.
Facts.
He went into television. He went into movies.
Right.
So he did it all.
You know, he's still doing it. All.
Yeah.
I'm new school. I'm gonna say Pharrell, even though he's
That's okay.
old school too.
That's okay. That's okay.
Just for the fact that, you know, he's a producer artist,
Right.
but he'll do a song like Happy, but then he'll do a song for Future.
I tell people
about
that all the
stuff like
time.
that.
That we had this conversation the other day about producers, and I said Pharrell is probably the most versatile producer and creative,
Yeah.
and Kanye. And I'm
Yeah,
not a
of course,
Kanye
yeah.
fan, but Pharrell he can produce a hardcore or a hip hop track and
Yeah,
then hit
go
you with
back,
some happy
happy,
stuff,
yeah.
which makes him like.
And
at
of course,
both ends
Kanye's my other idol, but when it comes to actually like the like you said, the versatility,
Right.
it's just, you know, Pharrell, like, plus everyone in the industry talks about how humble and, you know, down to earth he is.
He seems like that kind of
Yeah.
guy. And you're a spitter.
Yeah.
So what have you done anything that we've heard or can hear?
Oh, well, not really. I'm working on my project now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't leave Witnesses will be out soon.
So you're up and coming.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
All
start
the
with
production is done by these guys.
All right. Seems like you got a good team though.
Yeah, it's family. This is what,
He's leading the way with 150,000 hits.
I mean,
I ain't mad at him for that.
it's in his blood though.
Yo,
you
but
know?
I'm not
It
mad at
comes
that.
from
Just
that.
don't follow behind him in the cheating. We don't want to see you up on we don't want to see you up on the screen with no oxygen shows with 16 women.
Yeah, because I can't run as fast as he
Who are
can.
some of your inspirations in hip hop though? How did you get started?
I mean, those two guys right there on the front of your shirt, man. Like, you know,
Biggie and Pac and Nas and Nas and Big.
You know,
Yeah.
as artists and as far as any production going is Diddy, and I kind of look up to these guys, you know, because
That's
not
what's up.
everybody could really, you know, do what they do and do it the way they do it.
So you're on the rapping tip.
Yeah,
Out of Brooklyn or out of Queens?
out of Brooklyn,
What part of Brooklyn?
Bushwick.
Shout out Bushwick, man. Everybody watching the Bushwick.
Bushwick sick.
Who are some of your favorite artists though?
Ferris, Biggie, Nas, Pot.
It's funny that I've interviewed a whole lot of people, some famous, some not so famous. And when I ask that question, everybody gives me the same three rappers: Nas, Biggie.
They influential on a lot of scales because when they came out, they were coming out at a time where the music wasn't specifically in our, you know what I mean, area. Like Big came out. When Big came out, he was the Cali was blowing up at the time, you know, and Nas the same way. It wasn't a lot of people that were doing it like that.
So those are some of your favorite rappers.
Yeah, and new school, Kendrick,
Okay.
you know, Kanye,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Who do you guys look up to besides like new? Let's call it new school because I think Quincy is a little older. Younger dudes might not know who he is.
Yeah, Quincy gave birth to those guys.
Facts. I know that. You know that, but a lot of younger
Yeah, I
dudes
know
won't know who he is. And Clive Davis is another dude.
Yeah.
He's legendary. He's from
Alicia
day one,
Keys
and he's
and-
evolved, and that's why he's
Yeah.
still alive doing what he does. Still finding new talent. He's got to be like 80, 90 years old.
90 years
And he's
old,
still finding
still
new
doing
talent
it,
because he
yeah.
never got stuck in that time warp.
And he still got the ear.
still got the ear for 2016 music.
Yep.
And some older dudes, they get stuck in it. They still rocking baggy jeans, talking about Africa Bambaataa. And I'm not mad at you. Shout out to Bam.
Yeah,
but
Zulu Nation.
Yeah,
definitely.
shout out to Zulu Nation. There, no disrespect, but that was like 30 years ago. And young dudes don't really know who that is,
relate.
and they definitely can't relate to that. So who are some of the people that you up to date, like now, that you guys are inspired by?
Up to date.
Producers or
Producers, both. Producers and artists.
Well, I rock with Mike Will a lot.
Okay.
Production wise, you know, people hate on what's his face, Mustard, DJ Mustard,
Yeah.
but everybody that says, "Oh, that's easy," and you know those old beats sound the same, then they should have been did it. Like,
Yeah,
That's what I
right.
said. If it's that easy,
if
where
it's that
you at?
easy, why
Where
didn't
you
do
at?
it?
So,
Right.
so I respect that. You know, he has all of those hits. Another person I like a lot too that people don't really talk about is London on the track.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
Definitely
He has a
talented
real
dude.
like.
Yeah, I just follow him on SoundCloud.
He has a real good sound. I rock with him.
Okay. How about DJ Premier? You guys?
Yeah.
That's kind of like
He's
my
old school,
era.
though,
That's,
yeah.
that's kind of like my inspiration.
He's still doing it.
My inspiration comes from the premieres, the
Yeah.
Dr. Dre's, and the Just
the same
Blazes
thing.
in his earlier.
Right.
That was always his
That's
favorite
kind of like
producer
where
right there.
I don't really have artists that I look up to.
Right.
I look up to producers.
I think he did a joint on an artist I rock with too is ASAP Rocky. I think he did a joint on.
Yeah,
A$AP
shout out to
Rocky.
Harlem, man. Uptown, ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Rocky,
whole
Rocky.
ASAP fam. What do you guys think about the state of hip hop like today, as opposed to, because your era is big in pop, and I'm sure we all from the same age group. I'm a little older, but I've been through the big in pop. What do y'all think about today's hip hop versus, let's call it yesterday's hip hop?
I think I love it
All right.
because it gives it. Now we're in the era where you could be whoever you want.
So
to
you
be.
with me? I stick up for today's hip hop. A lot of people
Yeah.
criticize me and say, "How can you listen to that trash?
Yeah.
that
I'm
shit
the
is
opposite.
garbage." Are you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You don't like today's hip hop?
Nah.
Really?
Today's hip hop ain't hip hop.
No, see, now we're gonna open up a can of worms, and we don't have enough minutes on my card.
All right, I'm gonna make.
So after the
today's
interview,
music.
we're gonna stay here and then we're gonna order pizza, and we're
And
gonna
we
go
gonna
do another
talk
hour of today's hip hop
Let
being
me
garbage.
re-clarify that today's music.
Because you are today's hip hop.
and yeah, of course, but
So
I'm
then-
not. No, but
You are
listen.
today's hip hop.
All right, so let me re-clarify that.
All right.
The top 5 on Hot 97, you're gonna hear 4 trap records.
But let's understand. Let's not misconstrue good for what's played on the radio, because radio is about dollars and cents. And dollars and cents equals my program manager telling me to play these songs because companies are putting ads up and listeners gotta listen. Therefore, it's called heavy rotation to buy the music because they pump it in your head all day. Even though that last Beyonce song was trash,
Yeah.
she's still Beyonce and still wants to sell records because the record company says so. And we can keep going on and on.
But see,
So-
and I agree with that, but then that goes back to why did Drake say that New York is irrelevant when it comes to hip hop?
But because Drake is irrelevant,
No, he's not.
Sure he is.
Drake is the biggest artist out right now.
I disagree.
He has
I
out of the
disagree.
16
Here
songs
we're
on
gonna
his
go.
album.
We're gonna shut him down
he
with
had
this.
15 on Billboard.
We're gonna shut him down with this. The biggest hip hop artist to date
to date.
To date.
Oh, and it's not Drake.
is Eminem.
Oh, of course.
Hands down,
To date is totally
untouched
different.
king of
Yeah.
hip hop as
Of
far as
course.
sales goes
Yeah.
is Eminem.
Of course.
So we can't even talk about Drake. Jigga, and I don't like early new
today's
Jigga. I like older Jigga's music. Rockefeller Jigga. I don't
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
new Jigga. It's still Hope though.
Yeah.
And there's dudes that spit 10 times better than Drake. There's some dudes that still split lyrics.
course. Yeah.
Joel Ortiz.
I
Shout
like
out to
him.
Joel.
Yeah,
And he's from
Joel,
Cooper.
definitely.
Right over
Shout out to
Bullshit.
Joel Ortiz. He spits 10 times better than Drake.
Wow.
Drake appeals
Yeah,
to,
right.
like you're trying to do, chicks. Chicks keep Drake alive.
Wow.
Because if it was
Yeah.
for dudes in the hood, Drake wouldn't sell no records.
Yeah, that's all I hear about it.
Yeah.
Too.
If it was dudes from in the hood looking to pick up a Drake CD, put it down and pick up something else. Chicks grab the Drake CD all day long,
Yeah.
like LL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chicks
LL.
kept LL relevant for 50 years.
He got ladies in his name.
But right,
Yeah.
but so let's not misconstrue the two. Drake is an excellent artist, but because he appeals to a certain genre, I don't think Drake is known. Yeah, demographic. I don't think Drake is really known as a spitter. He's not a spitter.
Like you won't see Drake in a cipher.
You won't definitely
But then
won't
if
see
you want to
Drake.
talk about longevity and surviving as an artist, and the top artist out today, not to date, because I agree with Eminem, would be Drake.
Back to the question: who are some of the dudes that you don't like today's hip hop? So we won't even. I'm gonna ask the Trakformaz. Give me some artists that y'all enjoy that it's from today that y'all will listen to.
I love Janelle Monáe.
There you go.
I love.
She's mad creative, you know.
Yeah.
She's outside the box.
That's why I appreciate whatever's being played, whatever's new right now,
Right.
because I love the old school hip hop. That's where I learned
Right.
everything from. But if you know, you have to have change. You know what I mean? You have to have.
I said the same thing. I agree with you.
I agree with change.
Shit has to change.
Yeah, it has to evolve. It's gonna come back.
I agree.
It's always a circle. It's gonna come back, but we're in an era where you could be where you want to be. You
I listened to Kendrick Lamar's last album,
Right.
Kendrick Lamar, and that to me was change.
Right.
Because the music was different.
Right.
Anybody can argue, say, well, there's the Nas, he's the Nas of today, or whatever media says what they want to say.
Right.
But he's doing it different.
Right.
And that's something I respect. So that's somebody I'm checking for.
A lot of old heads that just automatically slam the door on new hip hop without even giving people like Kendrick Lamar a chance.
Yeah.
Not everybody's talking with that shit Rick Ross talks about. And everybody knows I'm a big Rick Ross critic. It is what it is. Not everybody talks about trap. Not everybody talks about cocaine. Not everybody talks about keys. Not everybody talks about hoes and bitches. Some dudes really spit. Kendrick Lamar is a very
I feel like he's one of those dudes.
I totally
you know what? I mean, this might be questionable, but I feel like Meek Mill.
I was gonna say Meek. I'm a Meek
he does
fan.
both. He'll do the whole Rick Ross and the whole trap, and then if you really listen to some of his stuff, he's talking.
I think that's Meek's life story, and that's what he's telling you about. His life story.
Yeah.
I don't think it's made up. Rick Ross, to me, and y'all know what I say it all the time. Rick Ross is made up, man. I no disrespect to law enforcement, but he's a cop.
Shout out to Rick Ross, Trakformaz. We got some music.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. So moving forward, what's next for Trakformaz? What are y'all looking to do next? I mean, I know you guys are working on
looking to get more hits.
Ferris' joint.
Yeah, we're
more hits, more placements.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, more artists. We're trying to expand to TV.
Okay.
I mean, we've already got our feet wet with the Oxygen Network.
So you guys had a hand in the Oxygen thing too?
We got a couple of those segments in there with some music in the background to start for now.
Okay.
But,
Fox News Cable, some BT stuff.
Okay.
But as a company, I'm not gonna say we're going to branch out overseas.
I like that positivity.
It's happening.
Overseas.
It's happening.
We want to, not just touch New York or the United States, the whole world, because we produce literally so many different genres of music. Like when you hear Off the Rip, it's a club street banger.
What do you guys produce with? Now, hold on. I'm very critical of, because I'm an old producer myself, so I got tons of producer friends, and I rip them all the time about what they produce on.
As far as the equipment?
As far as the physical, What do you guys produce on?
Is there a majority of people that that use the same thing?
I'm not going to say.
That's what it is.
I'm not going to say.
To me,
hold on, before y'all answer, the old school dudes, and I'm going to say old school because me and your pop probably go back a little ways, we are used to producing with certain things.
Yeah.
And then the new school dudes, we'll call y'all that, are used to producing with other things.
Yeah.
What do you guys used to produce?
To me, I started off from the hardware to software.
Okay.
So I moved with the time, but it really doesn't matter what you use.
What's your favorite software?
Favorite software right now? What I'm using
I
right
can
now?
probably say it with you. We're gonna say it together.
3,
Logic.
2.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you say.
Logic.
Logic?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's different.
Yeah.
Because most dudes produce with. What's your favorite software?
Machine.
So different.
You're gonna say Fruity Loops or something.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say FL
That's
Studio.
what I was gonna say. I knew you was gonna
You
say
were gonna
that.
say FL Studio?
No, I don't use FL Studio. I hate FL Studio.
Me and you on the same
Shout out
page.
to FL Studio.
Shout out to FL Studio. No disrespect to FL Studio. He don't want to ruin his endorsement deals. He's trying to be politically correct,
Native
man.
instruments all the way.
Native instruments.
FL
Native
Studio,
instruments.
personally, I think FL Studio is great because it gives people who are not as technical, they're not trained in music or production.
But don't you think you should be trained in music before you call yourself a producer?
Yeah.
How am I gonna call myself a football player if I don't?
That's fine, but that's like saying
I like that analogy, because what about the people that walk onto the field and get picked?
You know what it is? It don't matter.
It don't matter how you're trained. Some people just have the natural talent.
But
That's what I'm getting. It don't matter the equipment.
Like
it don't matter
Kev
the
is
software.
correct.
it doesn't matter.
It
the
doesn't
equipment?
matter. Hell no.
So do you think if
let me tell you, I'm from
Nah, it
before
don't
and
matter
after.
equipment.
All right.
It doesn't matter. I'm from before and after. I had the shout out to his father, my brother, who gave me all what I had when I was 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Track.
I had all the old tape machines, and I was cutting tape, and I was learning the old way.
Right.
And right now, if you look at my studio, I have Pro Tools and machines.
But you know the magic in that sentence?
But it all starts right here.
You know the magic in that
it all
sentence?
starts in your head.
The magic in that sentence is I have knowledge of the old way too.
All right, and let me come back at that. It was a huge learning curve for me, transitioning even from the MPC days, because I was an MPC head. I was an Akai S950 head, going into the MPCs,
I got you beat.
and
I
that
got
was
the
easy.
SP 1200.
That's what we told
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
808 909 707.
Yeah, we had that too.
When-
Look at that.
Yeah, too.
That could relate.
We had it all. We had it all. We had it
Okay.
all.
All
You
right.
name a piece of equipment, we had it. But when I went to Reason on a computer, I couldn't handle it.
But the difference is, you know, hands-on. You can physically play music. How do I tell a kid that's coming out of Juilliard that took 8 years to learn how to play trumpet, trombone, tuba, violin,
How to use
and then a little kid in Iowa gets up and wipes his eyes and goes to Fruity Loops and plugs something in and gets the same sound? There's a big difference.
But that's when the person overproduces, because someone from Juilliard will play this big symphony.
Not always.
Like, no, not
Some
always.
keep
That's
it
why I
simple.
said some
Yeah.
people.
Well, it's
Pharrell plays piano.
Yeah.
There's boundaries. There's boundaries.
Yeah, there's a lot of boundaries to it.
Musicians are musicians.
Right.
Like if you play piano, some pianists they can't really like produce. They can't produce. They don't know how to produce. But if you get a producer like Quincy,
Quincy plays.
Yeah, he plays.
And writes.
Yeah, and that's how he gets the whole thing. He gets it. But he rather call on musicians to
Because that makes his life easier. But I guarantee he wrote and
It's a
I
sound.
guarantee
It's a sound
he
he's
wrote
looking
and
for.
arranged the song.
100%,
Of course.
yeah,
Nowadays, people don't know how to write and arrange. They don't know anything
100%,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So how do I call myself a producer if all I'm doing is clicking a button?
Well, you're right. You're right.
Should you know how to read music and write music?
I think everything's subjective. Throughout history,
Depends.
things that were done 100 years ago
aren't done the same today.
aren't done the same today. But
it's not needed. It's not needed. Reading is not
Y'all
needed.
know I get into these conversations
it's
all the
all
time.
good. I was just gonna say
I could read
subjective
personally. I
because-
could read myself.
So that makes you a musician.
Yeah, but I it's not needed.
Whether it's needed or not, you know how to do it.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
you're a musician.
Right,
You can have a
yeah.
gun and not need it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think a
But
lot
you
of
got a gun.
producers call themselves musicians.
But either
But aren't
Producers
producers
know the
musicians?
yeah, they,
Let's go back to
studio
Pharrell.
musician, it depends. Nowadays, there's a fine line between the definitions of all these different vocabulary everybody wants to use now.
Mm-hmm.
So, a musician is definitely not going to be someone who's just standing
it's a
behind the
broad
board.
thing. It's a
Of course
broad
not.
Blaze.
Now, and what you're saying in today's age, I wouldn't say musicians and all of that. In today's time, people say,
Beat
is that person a producer or are they a beat maker?
Yeah.
Because that now is today's boundary of what makes you a producer or a beat maker.
So don't you feel that, and I'm gonna say the industry is overly saturated because everybody that could go to, I don't know, Sam Ash
100%.
and pay $150 for some software,
become a
walk
beat
up in their
maker.
bedroom, put in a computer.
become
Now
a
they're a
beat maker.
producer too, and everywhere you look on social media is
Yeah.
there's more producers.
You don't
no,
understand. I
of
have
course, but then it's still
inbox full of
But doesn't that water down?
no. At the end of the day, because it's still, if it's a whack beat, it's whack. Like you can have
Yeah, but
1,000 producers, but if you hear that
You
one that's
still,
dope,
you know what? Me as a magazine, me as a website magazine owner, I have over 300,000 unread emails in my phone.
Me too.
Because we get tired of opening up garbage.
Yeah.
So somebody with real talent doesn't get seen because we shut it down because we don't want to hear. I don't want to open up 50,000 trash emails to get to one decent Ferris wheel.
but then that's what we go back to saying. That's all with the grind.
But
Like,
but it's still, even with all the grind, sometimes you still don't get in. You still get shut out because we as people, it's like walking down the street and a million people hand you a flyer, and you, by nature, either grab the flyer, throw it on the ground, or just say no, thank you, and keep it moving. Now, one of those flyers might have been really good. You might have, but you're just so prone to shutting it down before you get it that you don't even give it a chance. You know
see it
why?
from a
Because
block
so many
away.
people do it.
I mean, but I'll say in our experience, like before we had this placement, you know, of course we've been trying to send stuff to A&Rs, you know,
Did they
meeting
listen?
up with artists. Of course they listened,
Right.
but as soon as Off the Rip dropped, now when we were going to events and parties and, you know, meetings, y'all did Off the Rip, yo, I need this and that, let's set this and that.
Do you guys have your own label? Or is it we're trying to shop stuff to major labels?
no, we're just looking for publishing, basically.
Publishing and placements
When you say placement, you mean on other
on
people's
other people's albums
Yeah.
or TV or
So
scoring.
you guys are gonna stay contained amongst yourselves
Yeah.
and just put out your own projects.
It'll gradually become
We'll
a
acquire
label
more
type
things
of
along
thing.
the way.
So it'll become a label
race,
thing.
man.
Yeah, maybe we might want to sign artists or other producers, but right now we're just focusing on us as a brand and as a company to one day build into that. But right now we're just with that Off the Rip, it really helped. Like I get what you're saying. Like when I'm real big in Soho, like the Soho area, I worked there 7-8 years. Like I know a lot of people that when you walk down Soho, you have 50 people handing your mixtape.
Well, and some of those mixtapes mixtapes could be crazy.
Could be crazy.
100%.
But you're just so used to. I'm sure when we first got handed one, you listened to that one, and then maybe you took another one to check it out. But after you get handed
But
so
now
much
if some-
trash,
Then you walk
But
the
now,
block down and put it on
if
the
some
phone
kid
booth.
told me, yo, follow me, I got this playing here, it's over there, I was on power, I'm gonna want to listen to it now. And that's just the reality of the fact that
You're
people
rare.
don't believe
You're rare.
until you're doing the work.
how many? Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, yeah, I get what you're saying. How people you can overlook something, but at the same time, everyone has all these tools now that's in your pocket. You got social media, people getting deals off of Twitter, off of the MySpace back in the day. So it is harder, but at the same time, it's easier to be independent.
No, I completely
It's easier,
understand.
so
That it does.
You can't get your meeting with a top executive at a label, but you can still go and get 150,000.
150,000 views. We could sit here all day, man. We could do this all day, but we don't have enough camera time. I have limited camera space, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Moving forward, tell them where they can get your next project. Tell them where to look forward to. You got any shows coming?
I have a show. When's the that show on August?
It's the Bushwick Music Festival.
When?
August 8th.
August 8th in Bushwick. August 8th,
Yep.
Bushwick.
Music
Check
festival.
the music festival. Yeah. You guys have any stuff coming out outside of
G5.
Ferris wheel? G5. What's next?
G5 is on iTunes already. You can purchase it on iTunes.
Okay. If somebody wants to buy tracks from you guys, because buying is always a good thing, where can they reach you?
They're gonna have to go to Trakformaz.com.
Okay. And social media? You guys.
They can email thetrakformaz.com.
The at the
Trakformaz at gmail.
at Gmail. You guys have anybody you want to shout out? What was it?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we
Shout
big
out
you up,
Woothehousecat.
man,
Hip-Hop
coming
Diary.
through,
Thank you.
showing us some love. And,
You know how we do, man. We everything.
1.9 million subscribers. I'm trying to get like you.
I gotta advertise.
trying to get like you.
1.9 million and 5 now.
tacking on the
Yeah.
extra.
Double platinum.
Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, my boy Ruby Rosa, he just did 2 joints on Troy Ave last album.
Okay, shout out.
And my boy Jay Style, you know.
Okay. Anybody want to shout out, man?
I mean, just you, like.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, Trakformaz, you know, the whole team.
Your pops, man. Show your
Of
pops.
course, yeah, I had 2 more people. Of course, my
I'm
pops.
sorry. Oh, we cut you off. I'm sorry.
Nah,
man. I'm
because
sorry.
it's my pops, of course, JP Matias. He did he has a lot going on with this from Bravo Media, who's also involved with my EP House of Hearts. And another person who I actually forgot to mention that I actually looked up to as a producer, his name's Bang Out.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
he's
definitely
another
Bang
person
Out.
that we actually work close with.
Right.
He did 50s Disco Inferno. He did like a lot of. He's like 30 million records in deep.
That's what's up.
You know, he's really
Grammys
helping us
and
Shout
out.
him out too.
Yeah, Bang Out
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
All right,
great.
man. I want to take 5 minutes to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy day. To sit down and talk to a humble dude like me. Shout out to JP for putting this all together. Shout out to G Urena behind the scenes, Giselle Urena. Check out her. G Urena has a project dropping called the Dominican Project. Got some really hot spitters on it, man. We were at the Matrix Studios doing that the other night, man. Look for that. It's coming in the next week, 2 weeks. Watch for the video. You know who I am, Woothehousecat, 1.9 million, man. I want to shout out Lazy K. Murder Baby's on deck.
Definitely
We've got,
Murder Baby, too.
yeah, we're going to be interviewing Murder Baby. We just left him last week. We're going to be interviewing Murder Baby. I think we have, who else is coming up, man? I'm drawing a blank. Pudge the Fat Bastard. We just did him. We're working on Joel Ortiz. We're working on a bunch of people, man. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember. Shout out to faculty, man. Shout out SB. Shout out Mike Master. Shout out everybody that supports Woothehousecat, hiphopdiaries.com. Thanks for y'all, man. Thank y'all again for taking 5 minutes to talking to me. Woothehousecat, man. You know, I'm up out of here, man. Peace.
You ready?
Right.